Hello, and welcome to this Final Boss Fight live stream of D&D. I nearly said Minecraft.
Yeah,
that's tomorrow. D&D, my name is John, and I am joined by Smitty.
Why aren't we playing Minecraft, actually? That sounds like a really cool idea.
I'd love to play some Minecraft. That would be great.
Because it's D&D night. You
Can we
cannot
do
take away the sanctity of D&D night.
If someone could mod in all of our player abilities into D&D, I'm entirely up for... Sorry, into Minecraft. I'm entirely down for playing this as Minecraft.
We could just, like, set our skins to be our characters and then just fight some creepers and be like, John, can we level up? And he's like, yeah, you don't get anything. It's like, yay, I got a diamond sword.
Coming soon, that.
Sorry, John, you haven't even got into the intros yet, which actually...
No, we haven't.
I'm also joined by Christy.
Hello.
By Obsolete Goat.
Heyo, I'm going to be using the wheelchair rules from Mustang Art today to play WoW. Thank you again, Mustang Art, for letting us use these rules.
By Ben, the Quest Giver.
Hello. It's good to be back again and to rage through this.
By Rogue.
Pretty sure that would hit copyright.
And
it's a voice when it comes down, and if it's exactly similar, I'd agree.
Oh, it's the turn of phrase.
and by Angel.
Everything hurts and I'm dying.
Probably for a little while by Angel.
Please no die.
I make no promises.
Much kill, no die.
To be fair, they have to do it eventually. And one day in the far future, by all means, but not today.
Not today.
I'll do my best.
Not today.
Last time when you were exploring these city that you found carved into the level of the Dungeon of the Mad Mage you're in, you had some discussion with a drow guard who was very quickly ex-lifed by Nefira's ghostly companion. You started to decide where else to explore on this level of the dungeon before being confronted by a large force of drow approaching from the south of where you were. Fighting, you fought them until, well, attempting to run away, Underscum exploded everyone.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yep.
Leaving but one of the drow living, and after fighting somewhat fruitlessly for a little while, Verndus threw down his sword and armor and, everything else he was wearing, and surrendered, to which Underscum walked away and left him to Vaesen and Wohl to question, as Underscum didn't feel that he was capable of questioning Verndus. Vaesen and Wohl got some information out of him, which I hope they can remember.
Nope.
Sort of.
There's drow to the south, there's bugbears to the north.
And don't let Ben's character near the river.
Yes. Go north. Go north. Avoid river.
Avoid the river at all costs.
River makes bad things happen.
River bad.
That's slightly accurate. You were told to not go south of the river, as there might be some difficult things to confront there. But that there was a stronghold of bugbears and goblinoids, known as Azrok's Hold, somewhere on this level of the dungeon. And the group after Verndus left for the surface, has decided to bed down here for a night's rest. Wole and Vaesen have taken first watch and are sitting outside the room, outside the kitchen, enjoying a mushroom stew that has been brought out to them by Nefira, and playing some card games while the rest of you start a long rest. Ick has led the 3 goblins, or is in the process of leading the 3 goblins and the bugbear up to the goblin marketplace, and will rejoin you when you pass back that way on your way out of the dungeon, or your way back in, depending on if you stop there. So, let's start tonight with Wole and Vaesen on the outside of the kitchen. Could you both roll me a perception check, please?
I would like to roll my disadvantage.
Yeah, okay.
Yay. Like, I cannot fight this. 21.
I will roll mine in a second, because I forgot to log into Foundry. I'm a dum-dum. And I ain't making the same mistake as last time. You said perception, yeah?
Yes, please.
Alright. What did I get? I got 8. Wow. All that wait for nothing.
Vaesen, you're really taken in by the card game.
Get inside. Calypso.
And are really focused on that.
Yeah.
Wole, the hours of your watch pass, and you feel fairly confident that there's nothing that is going to cause you harm coming this way at the moment.
I will, probably not. Wall isn't going to relay that. Roll is going to continue to wipe the floor with Vaesen while playing cards.
Okay.
Thor.
Is there any conversations you would like to have, or are you willing to fast forward through this and get the next people out on watch?
Oh god, I think there was a conversation I wanted to have. I'm sure there was.
Yes, there was. I'm going to give you a second to remember what it was, though.
I'm not instigating this conversation because it's going to be difficult for me to have. Go fish.
Fish? Wait, I thought we were playing Gin Rummy.
No, we're playing Go Fish.
Oh, no wonder I kept getting it wrong.
Yes.
Can we just go back to Snap?
Yeah,
That I got. That I understood.
Sorry. What are we gonna do with the whole everything?
Where do we? What? Where? There's a lot on that list.
Yeah, there is. There really is.
I mean, hopefully, is on the road to something therapeutic.
Yeah, but I mean, we've still got a bloody big mountain to climb, metaphorically speaking. Even if
Literally, he's quite tall.
he is very tall. I'm just kind of worried that I don't know. It can't come out. I know they're going to continue to ask questions, but we can't let them know. You promised me you can't tell them.
On my sword, and just sort of like tap scale edge to sort of emphasize this. I won't tell them.
Thanks for that. But I'm still worried about it kind of getting out, you know? I feel like it's going to, but I Well, you know, not really a conversation I ever want to have with anyone.
I mean, how long have you been in disguise?
I'm trying to work it out in my head now as a player. Almost a decade now, I think. It's been a while. I mean, trying to get everything back together, get my life back on track. It's been an uphill struggle, you know.
Have you ever slipped up before?
I don't know. I mean, when this first happened, I did, but I've only actually seen what the other thing like once. So.
The other thing?
Is in what I actually look like.
Oh, right. Yes.
And I mean, like, there's been like slip-ups. Like, I can't like kind of like gesture to his face. I can't like get rid of all of it, but you know, sometimes, you know, it gets a bit grosser than it needs to be. But I haven't really slipped up. I don't know. I'm just worried that in the past I've always lived in a city where I have constant access to you know, food and a place to sleep, and like you know I can rest and be private, and if I you know really need to like kind of have a sit down for a bit, I can have it. But we're in a dungeon right now, and like there's murder on the table all of the time. And I don't really know these people, and I'm just worried, you know. I'm just worried something's gonna happen.
I think Vason's just he's sort of. I don't know what the Dragonborn equivalent is of rubbing your forehead, because that's a lot of scales to rub. But he's kind of doing that.
Rubbing a forehead ridge.
Yeah. Just sort of.
The ridge.
The way I see it, and you're gonna have to forgive me, I'm not one who keeps a lot of secrets normally. Never needed to. But the way I see it is, you know how you've practiced making limbs and guns and stuff?
Yeah.
Like, and to an extent that I've practiced all my big swoosh and the zap and the kicking and the various other fighting techniques.
You punch as well. You do the punching and the kicking and the tail. You hit someone with the tail. I saw that.
I'm glad somebody noticed that. I was quite proud of that one.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Thank you. But it's so we had a trainer at the temple. Insert Dragonborn equivalent of Bruce Lee.
Like Bruce Lee, but with extra consonants for no apparent reason.
Like Bruce with an apostrophe in the middle.
Bruce
and then like a Z somewhere that's not.
Nobody knows where the Z actually is. Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
I think I found the Z in that one.
Yeah. He always insists on the idea that something that you practice till it becomes second nature makes it easier and is something you should do to feel safe. Like, I'm not scared when I've got a sword in my hand, because that sword's even this sword, I've only got it the other day, but it may as well be an extension of who I am. Master Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
That is it canon now?
Yeah.
Go with that.
That is one of the masters at your monastery now.
Awesome. Sorry.
That's how we make canon characters these days.
We just puns.
Yep. So, the fact that you've made it this long gives me confidence that you're going to be fine. That you're going to keep it to who you want to keep it with. Although, quick out of character question, I've forgotten how Vason knows this.
Wall told you. I don't remember why, but Wall told you. I remember what context it was. We were in the shop, and I think Wall was stressed, and they were like, "Oh, I took my amulet off. You did detect good and evil, and that's how you found out."
Yeah. And back in character now. And at least now you've got support.
Yeah.
I hope it makes it easy. Or at least easier.
Yeah, I guess
Look.
so.
I think probably the core thing, and this is sort of a weird thing for me to wrestle with. Like, I've always known who I am, or I thought I did. That's sort of a question again now. That, like, who I am is a bronze dragonborn who will become a bronze dragon. That's the thing. That's the goal. That's the aim. Sort of very, very sort of like deliberate hand actions as he's doing that, like flat hands pointing with them all, like rock solid determination sort of thing there. But a lot of it comes down to, at least the way that I'm seeing it now, is you are who you present yourself to be. You aren't. You are this, and sort of gestures at all of Wall. That's who you've like. You can change shape. You have chosen to be this. That's more meaningful, I think, to everyone than whatever is whatever set you up this way.
Yeah.
And we'll find that out. And heck, if it's nasty, we'll burn its house to the ground and, I don't know, do a soul transference or something. If that's a thing that can be done. I don't know.
I don't know if that can be done, but that sounds nice, you know?
Or like, we'll turn you into a dragon. There's rituals for that.
I'm good on the whole. I don't need to be more things right now. I'd like to just be a shopkeeper. But you know, if you want to become a bronze. If you want to be a bronze dragon, that's cool. That's not my ambition at the moment, though. I'd like to just run my shop and not have to deal with all this.
Well, we'll get rid of Xanath. Well, I was gonna say we'll get rid of Xanathar. That seems a little harder than I would have said a week ago.
Yeah, he's like a big old meatball thing. It's like scary.
Oh, then we'll just let Tora loose on him.
Yeah, Wall's kind of like looking over his shoulder and it's like, do we want to play another game of cards? I think I need to kind of not think for a bit.
Yeah. Sort of Vason just sort of like rests one very big large hand on one shoulder, gentle rub, and just says, you said something about poker?
Yeah, well, I can't really. You know what? We'll play Snap some more.
Oh, okay.
I will go about and play Snap for the rest of the watch.
And the next few hours of your watch pass without any further interest. Who is taking the second watch?
Vason will. Not face it there.
Mason, get back out there.
Mason,
Get out there,
let's
Mason.
leave it. Oh, 1 minute. Let me get a pillow this time. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. I'm just
I
gonna
cannot
rest
do
my
names
eyes against
tonight.
this wall.
Mason, get off my chair.
Who would like to take watch with
Comfy.
Nefira, or is Nefira taking this watch alone?
I'll take it.
Nefira gives me a kick. I'll do it.
Okay, Nefira, you've got 2 offers. Do you want to take Underscum or Toya?
You know, I'm gonna flip a coin. 1
Alright.
for Underscum, 2 for Toya.
What
It
is
is
it?
Toya.
Good shit.
Okay, let's get Nefira, Vason back inside, Nefira and Toya outside.
Indeed.
Shoop.
There is no wall. Let me out.
There's especially no wall when you're the GM and can just throw people through it.
That sounds dangerous.
I do like the sound of that in game continuity, where literally you're just an invisible force picks you up and throws you through, but rebuilds the wall.
It turns out Faerun is actually the same world that The Sims operates in, as well as Black and White. And this is all stuff people are used to.
Hang on a second. Take a look at your hands. Do they look like claws? I've heard
Yes.
stories about this before.
Yes, I'm a
Oh, dear God,
dragonborn.
Dear God, we might be Legos.
You said claws. Not
What do you call
teeth.
those big sea claws? They're claws. They look like pincers. So you know, like crab claws.
Nefira and Toya, could I get a perception check for watch? Toya, do you need me to roll dice for you?
Yes, please.
Okay. You roll about as well as you sound at the moment.
Oh dear.
That's a nice way to put it.
That's promising.
Maybe a little bit better than you sound, but you both the watch passes without anything coming to your attention. Is there any conversations the two of you would like to have with each other? They don't need to be as deep and meaningful.
I'm stressed. Deeply stressed.
I don't think we've had a decent conversation. Hello.
We've
We're just
not
gonna go
had a
with the-
decent conversation.
Toya is a cat who has just woken up from sleep, which is why she sounds like this. It has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that her player is dying.
Did you have a good catnap?
Maybe? I think I'm still in it. You are. Fear?
Nefira, yes.
Cool, at least I got part of it right. I don't think we've had a chance to have like a proper conversation.
No, really, no, not since we've banded together. It's a weird thing, but it happens more often than you think.
Well, I mean, I have to admit, I'm kind of glad that I'm not in here on my own. You know, I mean, I want to find Zara. I want to find Dara. That's the whole reason I'm down here. But I'm glad I'm not down here on my own. I do lots of things on my own. And then I met Zara, and then I didn't have to do things on my own anymore. And then these guys take her. And it's like, I mean, not that I don't respect this wall. I do. But he does realize that I'm basically gonna murder the drow because they have my girlfriend, right? Like, I feel like he doesn't get that they have taken the only positive thing in my life. Not you specifically, but these guys.
Yeah, it's fine. I see where you're coming from.
it's like, I mean, I don't. It's not. You know, I don't have anything wrong specifically with the drow. Drow are fine. Drow do what drow do. Not my problem. But these specific drow took the only good thing I have in life. And, I mean, I'm under orders from a god to kill undead creatures for him, you know? Needless to say, it doesn't lead to a lot of positive things in my life. So losing the one positive thing I do have kind of sucks dick, you know? So I think my anger is justified, and my lust for murder is reasonable, you know. But then every time I get a chance to murder, I get told that murder is bad, and I'm sitting here going, I mean, like, it's kind of my job anyway. So what am I supposed to do? You know?
I think that's where the problem lies, because murder really can be justified. I mean, as a soldier, job is to murder.
Exactly, you know? And I mean, like, it's not like I just go around killing things willy-nilly, you know? I mean, like,
Exactly.
I'm not gonna hop up in the water deep and just go kill people,
Exactly.
you know?
You're not a murder hobo. You're not trying to become king of the hobos.
No, I just want...
Is that a title people can actually obtain? Could we actually decide just to become king of hobos?
No, you've got to fight for it. And you've got to fight for it properly. If you just go and kill the king of the hobos, then they'll start their own fight and they'll probably kill you for it. But if you want to aim for the title of king of the hobos, you've got to you've got to follow like the proper procedures. For hobos, they are very, very focused on paperwork. Don't know where they keep it all, but oh well.
They're hobos. They have everything everywhere.
All right.
But we got slightly off topic.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So,
you're not a rage-inducing murder maniac.
No, and I mean, like, it's not like I'm gonna go up and murk people in Waterdeep just because. Let's face it, I carry a giant sword. I probably could if I wanted to, but I don't. I just want to kill these specific drow because they took the one good thing I have in life.
As fun as it would be to watch you get taken down by a whole bunch of guards, it wouldn't work.
Yeah. No, that doesn't work. They tried it. It didn't work. You know,
I think for now, kill things that. Let's put it like we'll use the goblins upstairs as an example. Like, killing them would be pointless because they're not armed. They have no means of attacking us and everything else. The drow and maybe the bugbears, if they're going to be unfriendly, they do deserve murdering because they'll come around and murder us in our sleep.
Yeah, well,
he says, looking around the corner, expecting something to sneak up on him any second now.
Yeah. Don't worry. Toya's ears are twitching the whole time. She's listening.
You definitely know where the guy's creeping up behind you any minute now.
Every time.
And the thing is like, Woe has clearly got their own his own secrets. So, like, why am I the bad guy for wanting to murk a few drow? Okay, maybe more than a few. Maybe I kind of want to decimate the entire population of the dungeon's drow. But my point is, this guy's got secrets. I'm not pushing to know his secrets. I'm not demanding he change himself because of his secrets, because I don't agree with the way he lives his life. But, like, why's he got to get on my case?
I don't know. It might just be him trying to work out how you tick. He seems that way about people.
Yeah, there's definitely a kind of neurosis in there, isn't there?
I wouldn't say it was a neurosis. He just has a need to tinker. Anyway, at which point Nefira like reaches into a pocket and pulls out a strawberry. Would you like a strawberry?
Strawberries are yummy. Yes, please. Nom 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 nom.
And for some reason, it's sweeter than anything you've ever had.
Merp. Nom 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 nom.
So we have the cat girl eating a strawberry.
Merp.
We're one senpai away from an anime.
I mean,
Well, I'll
we're
be
pretty
in
much
shortly.
there. This character was designed around like anime edgelord sword fighters.
Actually, I'm pretty sure John designed her for me because I was tired. So blame John for this one. I just
mean,
gave her
it's
first map.
I thought that was about Nefira.
And Nefira is the edgelord sword fighter. His
you're both
magical enemies.
edgelord sword fighters. Calm down.
Wait, I'm an edgelord sword fighter, she is.
I'm the one in the wrong place at the wrong time.
We're like a bathhouse episode away from a very interesting anime.
So next episode, we arrive at a bathhouse run by the drow.
Yeah, it's the hot spring episode next week.
Well, if,
And that
Vase
Shinju's
somehow
coming
is
back,
underback.
No.
And the entire time, poor Wall is just trying to make sure that Toya doesn't sneak away and murder the entire staff.
Even I'm lurking in a bathhouse.
if Shinju's coming back for the Christmas episode, no, we can always just go to her place. So
Nefira, could I get a wisdom saving throw, please?
Oh God.
Rip.
Am I being charmed? Or
You
magically
aren't
put to
being
sleep?
charmed, no. Nor magically
Dang.
put to sleep.
No, killed.
Yeah,
Well,
sorry.
that's not good. That's a good 12.
Cool. Carry on.
Rip.
Been nice playing with you, Nefira.
Maybe
At
your
least it wasn't an
problems now,
intelligent-
if we were physically at a table, I'd be staring you down.
At least it wasn't an intelligence saving throw. Otherwise, you'd probably just be dead.
So, I mean, it's not like I don't trust the guy. I don't want to give the impression that I don't like the guy. You know? I guess I just don't understand how he works.
But that might need to be something you can do, like trying to understand how WoW works.
I guess. Probably do that. That sounds like the smart thing to do. And that sounds a lot like what Zara would tell me to do, so I suppose I should do that.
There you go. See, now if you find yourself in these situations again, just ask yourself, what would Zara do?
Stab a bitch.
Wait, palms, so hard.
I want to get stabbed.
Like you asked.
I did.
I do like how Wall is immediately the only person in the party people will think of when they think bitch.
I mean, Zara's a lot more discreet than me, but I mean, she's not a pushover. The amount of drow that were dead where they took her, and she put up a hell of a fight. Because of course she did, because she's Zara. She kicks ass. I
Yeah,
just
for this
want-
point, it's going to lean back against one, like, brainwaves for a minute. Have you considered the possibility that Zara might have broke herself out of prison, murdered some more drow, and is now searching the dungeon for you? Then you're two
No.
people trying to find each other in and deliberately shouts for dramatic effect, a massive dungeon.
Massive dungeon.
Well, I have
Thank you,
absolutely, I have no doubt that she's escaped and probably killed all the drow around her. she won't have moved because our agreement was if either of us was captured, we'd get out, but we'd stay where we were so that the other one could find us. So we have a contingency plan for this.
But so far we found a lot of moving drow, not a lot of drow that are staying still.
Yeah. But I imagine if you're going to kidnap somebody, and from what that other drow said, for less than good reasons, she's probably with whoever else that they've been kidnapping. And if you've got a big group of kidnapped people, you don't want to be moving them around a lot. So I'm figuring they're probably in one place. And that's about as smart as I can get, though, so...
We'll have to think of a plan when we meet the bugbears in the morning. Assuming we get that far.
I'm sure we can make it. I mean, we've killed, like, half a dozen giant spiders and at least 20 drow at this point, so, I mean, it's not like we're doing bad. And I'm pretty sure if the bugbears knew that we were killing off the drow, they'd be really thrilled to help us, because the fact that they had one chained up in their kitchen makes me think that they're not on the best of terms. I mean, it's just a guess, but generally you don't chain your friends up in your kitchen unless you're into some really, really weird shit.
Well,
Which, I mean, I suppose
if we
isn't
do get
entirely-
bugbears, Underscum is now technically a sergeant, so he could lead a bunch of them.
Maybe.
I regret promoting Underscum now. Underscum and a whole group of bugbears passively taking people down is too much to bear. So many hugs.
I just feel like Underscum needs a lot more cuddles. This poor guy's just gotten his ass handed to him. Like, time and time again. He's got trauma, you know. And I mean, that's like another thing. Like, he is perfectly justified in wanting to murk the drow. Do you have any idea what they've done to this poor guy? And Will gets on his case for wanting to murk him, and it's all like, whoa. Do you know what torture's like? I mean, maybe he does. I don't know. I don't know his life. But, like, you know, get off this guy's dick, man.
Yeah, I think we might need to have a chat with Wall about the no murdering policy. Just trying to working around to slight murder.
Bug. Hold on. It's right
To
there.
say, did you say no murdering? Nuri would sort of be like,
Slight
worried.
murdering.
Toya is now running around chasing a beetle. She is pouncing the beetle.
Does Nefira have any spell slots left? This is a good question. Nefira, do you? Nope, I don't. God dang it. Oh, but that's a cantrip. That's fine. Bullshit and minor giggles. Dancing lights for toys. Start
Four
chasing
lights
around.
just appear around Nefira and start moving, and Toya's just The next few hours of your watch pass without incident.
Except for when Toya accidentally tackles Nefira trying to get one of the damn balls of light.
Other than that, and
Not me. That's a rib.
as your watch comes to an end, you head back inside. And I assume you wake up the last watch, which is presumably Nuri and Ben when he gets back.
Indeedy.
Ben.
Doodly doodly.
So obviously it wasn't about last time, so
A whole 30 seconds.
there might
ago,
be
yeah,
some
yeah.
there might be some gaps in my knowledge.
Be fine. I suspect it'd be more Underscum pouring his heart out.
That does seem to be
I
how
believe
this...
they go by now.
Yes, they go by
Oh yeah, true. He is Sergeant
Nuri, could you make me a perception check while we wait for Ben to return?
Let's see if it will roll, if it will work. I have Foundry loaded. I have no characters on the board. The board is blank, but perception, did you say?
Ooh.
Yeah,
Hey.
that's a pretty good perception.
Yay.
If Toya and Nefira or Wol and Vason want to fill this air while we wait for Ben to return, or somebody could bring Nuri up to further speed.
Do
Do you want to do the second watch, Nefiras? You don't need a... You're an elf and all. No, you're half elf. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. None of us have
I
that
still
ability.
need to sleep.
You do need to sleep. Fucking nerd.
Oh.
Fucking nerd, you need 8 hours of sleep a night.
I say, while being a massive nerd who's also required a lot of sleep. It's all just anxiety dreams. All anxiety dreams.
I feel like they sound like fighting words. In the
Huh?
morning when we have spell slots.
I have a gun now. Don't test me.
I've got
Oh my god,
Jar
it's devastating.
God, it's
I
just-
brought a giant sword to a gunfight.
I reckon Nuri's got several decorated jars of dirt.
I do. I was literally going to say, actually, that line works really well for Nuri. I've got a
Probably
jar
so
of
every
dirt.
guess would be wrong.
Several jars with different things in them.
Yeah. This one's pixie dust. This one I was told was pixie dust. This one is...
It's just like coloured sand from the beach. Just
yeah. Rat bones. This one's da-di-da.
some slight sparkles thrown into one.
Yeah, like literally a pot of glitter.
That one gets everywhere.
One's like cat litter as well.
See, I feel like you're accidentally opening the jars of these sometimes, and you're just making Vason sneeze.
Ben,
Where are we?
you have taken the third watch.
Ah, right.
Could I get a perception check from you?
No, I prefer not. No, of course.
Well, I mean, you don't have to. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
I see 8.
Okay.
A lot of us have been seeing 8 tonight.
It's a bit worrying.
To be fair, I think I'm still distracted. I'm just sort of half awake, just going for it.
The start of your watch passes uneventfully, and if there's any discussions you wish to have, deep and meaningful or otherwise, feel free to start them now.
Nuri,
Yes.
am I wrong there? I'm disliking them sending these many drow to our home.
Sorry, it cut off a little bit then.
Oh.
What was that?
Is it wrong?
It was the
for me to-
beginning. Sorry.
Oh, is it wrong for me to dislike how much they send in so many drow to our home? Our troll skull, our safe place. And
No, it's reasonable.
I just feel like maybe I'm saying stuff I shouldn't be or whatnot. I've never been too smart on that. I just sort of say things and people clap. That's been usually about my experience. But when it comes down to the serious stuff, I don't know whether I got it wrong.
Well, it's perfectly reasonable to feel like your space has been invaded. There's only certain spaces which we've got used to having ourselves, and having other people infringe on it isn't very nice. Whether that's in a sort of invited capacity or obviously a surprise capacity, like an attack or something.
Yeah.
Either way around, it's still an invasion of privacy and that. So it's perfectly reasonable to be feeling like it.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know whether I can trust my head sometimes, that's all. That's why I need you. I trust you more than the rest of them. Only because you're the one which I got to trust beforehand.
Yep, that's the other thing, is obviously with so many different people in the mix, you really don't know who's who in the end.
Well, I'm still quite certain I know you. And I'm glad of that, if nothing else.
Oh, I'm glad that I still have you around as well, Underscum.
Well, I think you're going to find it very hard to get rid of me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for the way I've been acting recently. I know no one likes it. Just can't help myself. It's like seeing your own fear brought to life. Literally, in this case.
Yeah. To be fair, none of us have had that experience of, so that's probably why it seems like maybe others are annoyed, because they don't have that same experience as you.
Yeah. I hope to change that. I don't know how, but I hope to change that.
Remember, what you're feeling and thinking is valid. It doesn't matter if it's not what somebody else thinks and feels. So they can't feel what you're feeling.
Yeah. Much like I can't understand what they're going through. We have to take them all for their own experiences and what they've been through. And if I expect them to do that for me, I have to do it for them and hope to get the same in return.
Yeah, that's why you're a good one, because you understand that and you want to give other people that opportunity.
Yeah. Like we said, not a monster. It's a choice. Don't have to be.
Yeah, well, definitely not a monster. Sometimes you're more human than humans. Look at some of the humans and that we've come across.
Yeah.
Do you think they think about things as much as you do?
I don't know. Never really asked. More trying to make sure they're not scared of me.
I was only to ask them, but yeah, I'm sure there's some people out there which definitely don't think and feel the way that you do. And it's not very nice at all.
No, it's not. And how have you been doing down here? I haven't even tried to ask you.
Oh, I'm doing okay. It sometimes feels like I'm not really here, you know. There seems to...
Give it a chance. Give it a chance. I'm just laughing away, right?
No, but I do mean that is that, you know, since we've moved on and through the you know, through the dungeon and back in and out, it does seem that I'm sort of forgotten as to why I'm here. It just becomes a case of tagging along because I've got nothing else to do, really. Stuck in this perpetual state of, you know, what else can I do? I haven't got the monastery to go back to until I find this relic that they so desperately wanted, which was my original plan to prove myself. But obviously gone off the ever so slightly.
Well, it might have gone off track, but then again, we don't know where it is. But at the same time, I have no much more reason to be down here than just trying to be better. If I can help you get that artifact, I'll do everything I can.
But then, of course, the worry is once that's done and dusted, what is it for me then?
That meant to
Can't
be
go and be with
inside
my
the
husband.
phone.
I don't know what dimension he's in.
But that'll be our next adventure. We will find them.
At about this point,
Yeah.
about an hour or so from the end of your watch now, Nuri, you start to hear in the distance clacking footsteps, multiple feet of a creature, hard feet on the stonework. And then as they come closer towards you, you can hear the squelching footsteps of a someone with 2 feet walking as if they've just got out of the water or recently got out of the water. Coming from just a little bit south of you towards your general vicinity.
Oh no, come inside! Fuck.
Obviously, I don't know anything about water and that, so I'm assuming that there is water around.
You have heard tell of a river on this level of the dungeon.
Nuri? What's wrong? You look distracted.
I can hear some sounds. I don't know how good Bugbear's hearings are, but there's definitely somebody else around in this room.
Where did you hear it? Where did you come from?
That way, and I'll gesture over down
No. Okay.
where it is.
Right. You wait here. I'm gonna sneak and see if I can catch sight of whatever happens to be coming. Any clues as to what on earth it might be?
Well, I don't think there's anything that would live on this level, as far as I know.
Right. In which
Yes.
case it might be more of them. Right. You wait by the door. If I yell, you get inside. You wait the others. If you see me sneak back or try and barricade the door or try and do something a bit more subtle, eh? Right. I trust you, okay? I start to stealthily try to make my way down this way.
Okay.
I'm trying to look around and see.
You get to the corner and you see that about halfway, just over halfway down the passageway, there is a very large crab. Its clacking legs on the ground. It is dripping wet behind it, as if it has just come out of the river. And very cautiously walking behind it, sort of turning the corner in the same way that you are, is a middle-aged woman in her early 50s, sort of long greying hair with a hood and sort of several layers of slightly tattered dresses, coral and seashell strung across her in various bags that she has around herself. And you sort of both look up as you turn the corner and both meet each other's eyes. Oh, hello, dearie.
Hello. I think it's all right, Nuri.
You're not who I was expecting.
Oh. Who were you expecting?
Well, me and my sisters, we've been apprehensive of coming through here because the nasty drow have been making a nuisance of themselves here.
Been causing trouble for you as well, have they?
We're simple shell collectors. We sell seashells.
Oh.
Like the seashore?
No, near
I
a
knew
river.
someone was going to do that.
The thing is, all I've got in my head, and I suspect nobody else has seen it at all. Nobody else has seen the Harry Hill movie, have they?
No.
No. This is a really, really out there reference, but you know the little in like seaside towns when they have like the things made of shells.
Yes.
Basically, in the movie, he comes across a colony of people, and those shell people are actually their children that are being stolen and sold in seaside shops. It's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, but for some reason, I've just got in my head that she's one of these shell people.
Can
that
I
movie.
make an insight, by the way?
Yes.
Thank you. 16.
Bless you.
Okay.
Okay, what are you trying to...
I'm just trying to get a sense more on the lines of whether or not this person actually feels like a threat. From what they're saying, what they're doing, whether they are trying to deceive me into believing they're not. Basically, is this the woman from the gingerbread house?
Okay.
From that story I once read. That's the sort of thing I'm trying to figure out, is whether it's secret evil. Oh dear.
You get the feeling she's difficult to read and she's not putting a lot out there about herself. She doesn't seem an outright threat, but you also don't buy that she is just selling. There's something in the back of your mind, some sort of innate defense mechanism that is telling you she doesn't just sell seashells, whether by the seashore or not.
Bad that it's brilliant.
Welcome back.
Oh. That is a rather odd profession to have. Is it popular down here?
We sell to enough to Skullport to keep the money coming in and the fine ales they have there. You should really try them if you get the chance. The ales, not the money.
To.
I mean, try the money if you want, but yes.
So, what kind of shells do you get? Are these things that we need to fret on?
I mean, no, seashells are fairly harmless, really.
Well, yes, this is usually what bears them. Like,
Ah.
for instance, your friend there.
Ah, yes. Grimelkin. Yes, he does have a rather fine shell, doesn't he? No, he's a pet for protection. Elderly women such as myself can't go wandering alone.
Quite understandable.
The
So are
crab
you-
just sort of snap.
Are you settled down nearby, are you?
My sisters and I, we have an abode near here, near the river. Good for collecting things that float past. Sorry, I've been incredibly rude. My name is Caldera Cuttlefingers. It's a pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure is all mine, Cuttlefingers. I am Sergeant
That is an impressive name.
Indeed. It is one which was given to me after my friends learning about the meaning of my prior name. The reason why I'm after these drow.
They are a nasty sort, aren't they?
They are indeed. They have caused far too many troubles, and I long to take out as many as possible.
You're looking to clear them out.
I am. I believe that they are a threat which needs to be taken care of.
Have you heard of the priestess near here? She has defiled an ancient dwarven temple, turning it into a profane breeding pit for her spider abominations.
Right.
That's not a sentence I needed to hear.
And where might that be? Oh, you do hear a little twinge of catch in the throat, but where would that be?
Somewhere north of here.
North of here. If I'm not mistaken, we've been told to go south.
Oh,
Other
Oh.
way.
Oh, we are going north. I thought we were going south, and there was a thing over the river. And I mean, this is the thing which I'm sort of going through in my head subtly out loud. I thought we were going over the river, and there was a load of the drowie down there. Is there no drow down the river?
There's my sisters and I are on the river. I don't know what's further south along the river. I don't tend to go that way. There's a very nasty-looking cave. Could be some
Nasty-looking.
drow in it, but I don't think so.
So to the north, you say?
Yes.
Do you know directions to the north? I would very much like to see this and take this problem out, and I have a feeling that you'd like it taken care of.
I would, yes. North through the catacombs.
North through catacombs.
Catacombs.
Catcombs. Okay.
Is there somebody else I could speak to?
Can I first of all roll an insight again to see whether that feels like she's actually sending us to that place? Basically, I want to get an insight as to whether that place is real.
Okay. Yeah, roll me another insight check.
All right, here we go. That is a 15.
Ah. With everything you've heard previously, she doesn't have a reason to not tell you the truth on this.
Okay. In which case, I could call Nuri. Nuri, can I bother you? I need someone who remembers things better and pronounces them better, apparently.
I can try.
Don't be
And I'll
afraid of
sort
the
of-
crab. It won't pinch you.
Oh no, I'm sure. Crabs are fine.
Nuri,
This is my friend Nuri.
you head round the corner, and you see stood talking to Underscum a elderly woman in her 50s and a giant, I say a giant crab. For a crab,
I forgot the
yes.
word. Could you tell me how her name was spelled?
I can. It is spelt like that.
Thank you. Anyway, Nuri, Caldra here has got directions to a terrible place where the drow had taken over and put all sort of spidey things in it. And I think that we need to go and take a look. Now, for the sake of the directions, so far we've been told to go north through the catacombs.
Okay.
Hello, dear. It's through the catacombs. Head north, find the catacombs, keep going. You'll find an ancient dwarven temple. There's a drow priestess in there who has defiled the ground and is using it for a profane breeding pit for spider abominations. I told your friend here, and he's rather eager to clear it.
Well, we have some other party members, you see, have some running with some drows and things, so definitely they want to head that way.
You've heard they're kidnapping people from the city above, yes?
Yes, yeah, but one of our party
Yes.
members is missing someone.
Oh,
The reason why they're down here.
are those not fed to the spiders are sacrificed to the vile goddess. It would be very bad if somebody that you were eager to see safe.
You're going to see me just bolt for the door at this point. Carry on, Nuri. Don't wait. Just see me run away.
Is he,
it's fine.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he gets a bit dungeon mad, you know. Not saying the sun.
Ah, yes, dungeon madness. It's, yes.
Sometimes it just takes its toll on him being down here.
My name is Caldra Cuttlefish. Cuttlefingers, sorry, not cuttlefish. That's a fish. I'm not a fish.
No.
You sure about that? Because you're sounding a little insmithy.
I'm not a fish.
What time is it?
I'm
I
pretty much
cast
just
sus.
running in a pretty much grabbing Tendra. You need to wake up now. Terrible things are happening.
What's going on?
We have no time. We have no time. We'll explain on the way. We need to go and save your fiancée.
Zara? Did you see her?
What?
We kind of told where they've been taking all the people they've been stealing from up the top, and they're taking them over there, and they're either going to be sacrificed or fed to spiders. So,
Oh my God.
I think we need to go now. Doesn't sound like they're taking slaves. They need to go now.
Okay, time to go. Time to go. Up, 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 up. Everybody get up.
We need to go through the catacombs.
Have we finished a long rest?
Yes, you finished a long rest at this point.
Hey, it's fast
Back over to Nuri.
But it is still quite early, so grogginess is appropriate.
Mandatory.
Underscum.
It's been so long since I've rested on this character sheet, I've
Get
forgotten.
back.
Long rest is under your hit dice.
Thank you.
See.
So, BRB again.
Does anyone have any water?
Oh yeah, I've got some.
Thank you. Wait, how much do you have?
I mean, I've got quite a bit, I think.
There's a river south of here, right?
We're not going
We're
near
not
the
going
river. The drow. Yeah, I know.
Oh, I need a swim.
I mean, we all smell at the moment. It's just. Let's give you my give you some water.
As you start to head around the corner, Nuri is talking to a woman in her 50s with long greying hair. You can see a puddle sort of formed around her feet as if she's just been in or very near the water, and there's a giant crab just...
Wall is immediately going up to the giant crab and giving it scritches.
That is a giant crab.
Oh, little guy.
It sort of leans into the scritches.
It's like a puppy.
It knows scritches well.
Scritch is good. I'm giving many scritches.
Wall's just giving a weird look. It's like, Wall has scales. Wall is very aware that if you're not scritching in very specific points, scritches don't work if you have scales or like an exoskeleton.
It's. I look at you offended,
like befuddlement.
I look at you offended as I kick with my legs that do function very well though. I kick the bottom of my wheelchair and a little crab falls out and you meet the big crab, and I'm just kind of like look at you like I know how to give crabs scritches. I give crabs good scritches.
I forgot he had a crab familiar.
Yeah, none of us have actually. No, I don't think any of us have actually seen it in use. This is the first time it's been publicly shown.
Yeah, because it's always like he's only ever brought it out when no one's around. So he just bring it out for spite. He's like, this is my quip.
There's just sort of like this panicked moment, and Vesa just sort of goes, ah!
Did a crab just fall out of his wheelchair? Or am I still asleep?
I think he has crabs.
I don't have crabs. Their name's Teddy.
I believe it's a mechanical crab, isn't it?
It's a mechanical crab. It's like, it's about the size of a large dinner plate, and it's like a big, wide, flat crab with very small little legs.
Miss Lisa, you might want to see a doctor about that.
It's made of metal. I made it.
That's even more
that's why
concerning.
you want to see a doctor about that.
Okay, you know what? You didn't wake us up for a goddamn crab.
Yeah, I'm hoping that there is more to this than that. Also, I am a doctor. I do amputations. I don't have crabs. I mean, I have a crab, but his name's Teddy. Teddy's a good crab.
But if you're self-medicating about your crabs, that might not be a good idea. Anyway, this is not important right now. What is important is that we have been told, past the north of the catacombs, there is a defiled dwarven structure with drow who do evil things with spiders and feeding their captures people to spiders and turning them into things on altars and all manner of evil things. I'm elaborating.
Take a breath. Take your breath, son.
Yes, no, he's accurate. There are lots of evil drow to the north in a dwarven temple. They're making profane spider abominations and they're feeding people to them.
Oh, no.
Can I do an insight check on this person, please?
Yes.
Because random person has basically gone, here's a heroic quest. Now, whilst Faison's excitable, he's had a few days.
I, on the other hand, will give good crab scritches.
You do give good crab scritches. The crab
scritches.
He, on the other hand, has already started running north.
Of course you have.
So, like, unless somebody grabs her collar, she's already making a book for it.
Yeah,
You were standing.
grab and contest.
I was going to say
Okay,
you were standing next to me, weren't you?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to count on John for that one.
I'm
Yes,
quite happy to
yes,
let you
you
run and grabbing.
Yeah, I think both
you
of
need
us.
to wait. We need to do this together. If there is a hive there is no chance. And there is no way that she's going to need you dead.
But if they have her, what if?
We will be coming soon. You don't think we would let this go away, did you? Coming from the biggest idiot of this group, you need to use your head.
So, what does an 11 get me?
You see no reason that you shouldn't believe this person. There's nothing about what she is saying that leads you to believe that she is lying.
I mean, okay, so out of character, this definitely gels with what we were told last time.
This fits with what you know of the dungeon at the moment, yes. There is nothing here that conflicts with any information you presently have.
It's one of those things, but don't get me wrong. I'm out of character. This is a person from another evil faction in my mind who is trying to take over down here, as far as I'm aware. In character, no bad thing over there.
This person is almost definitely like sus as hell, but like
Out of character, there is no reason that those two things could not be the same.
True.
Yep.
It could be sus, but also trying to.
But also in character, yeah, you don't know that.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna use divine sense very quickly, whilst asking, do you have any proof?
I have stories. I've heard stories. No, I don't have any evidence that I
The giant spiders lurking down here seem like pretty decent evidence. Why are we still standing here?
So,
Did she ping with the divine sense?
yeah, is she celestial fiend or undead?
She is not.
Well, do you know much about, like, is it heavily, I mean, it must be heavily guarded. Is the catacombs the only way in and out, or are there others?
Well, there's, One second, let me think about it.
1 second.
DM
While,
needs to read his notes.
excuse me, while the DM double checks the map.
There's a cave along the river. If you have a boat, you might be able to sneak in the cave and take the twisty tunnel towards the old temple.
Catacombs sound safer.
Catacombs sound safer.
Mm-hmm.
I
Catacombs
can't
typically
swim.
sound safer.
But boat,
Yeah, but it's Fallout boat.
don't.
Don't
We've
cheat.
been told to steer clear of that for good reason.
Yeah, I think maybe we'll go to the catacombs. So they're just north of here?
Yes.
Okay,
Are the
Wait, where are you
catacombs
going?
that area that I wanted to go to, but everybody insisted we go left?
Probably.
There's a chance.
Where are you going?
Me, I was just wandering towards the marketplace upstairs to say if they want any seashells.
Oh, what, the Goblin Market?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
oh, that's who the people. Okay, that makes sense.
Well, behave yourself.
You've got a fine little crab there. Would you like any shells for it?
Oh no, I can't have a lot of salt corrodes the metal. But thank you though.
But you're a doctor, yes? That's very impressive.
I mean, I can talk to Jason, but thank you. It's mostly I do amputations.
Okay, lady, you're cute, you're sexy, I love your crab, but my girlfriend's in trouble. Can we go now?
Yes, I would be very worried if my girlfriend was in trouble as well. Yes, you may
Okay,
leave.
you have a great day. Good luck selling your shells. I hope you make lots of money, and I hope your crab gets the best food that it likes. But we need to go, like, now. Why are we still standing here? Come on!
I'm hoping I sell lots of shells as well. They will be sensational.
Warlords has got no.
Unload that one later.
Pain.
Okay, I put you back down again. You can move. Especially if
Right.
Facian's already taken the lead.
Yeah. Let's walk and plan, shall we?
You say walk like Toya's not going to just dart off as soon as her feet hit the floor.
Yeah, that's
No,
exactly
no.
why he's saying it. Because the idea is as soon as you
Yes,
try and
I'm
pass me,
following.
there's going to be a hand grabbing you.
Running ahead is just going to be a suicide mission. We don't need to drag another body
Yeah.
out.
Are you
Exactly.
coming? You two
Hey,
coming?
John, can you roll for evasion, please?
Yes, I can.
Oh, Jesus Christ, why is everything a fight?
Roll me an athletics check, Vason.
Have you met Toya?
Well, you think that's...
90% of her stuff.
You
is
think
fine.
you've got a good roll. How's that one?
God damn it.
Toya, you rolled a nat 20.
Her girlfriend's in trouble. The game can tell she needs it.
I'm going to go over to the map.
Onward.
You know what? I'm gonna shout down the tunnel. That's just gonna be a persuasion check down the corridor. We literally talked about doing this yesterday.
Yep,
Just-
time
just-
matters now.
I was like, does a 24 calm either of them down?
Well, I'm just chasing after, so, you know, it's not that you're trying to give it sway.
Toya?
My girlfriend's in trouble. Nothing's gonna calm her down. She thinks she has the key to getting her girlfriend back. That's it.
Oh dear.
We're all going to die.
She is like her.
That was inevitable.
You know, you say that like she didn't take down that observer thingy. So
You took that down by terrifying luck. The amount of times you rolled the right thing on those stalks was insane.
yeah, I know. Right? That's what Toya. That's what Toya subsists on: luck and dumb luck. It's the only reason she's still alive at this point.
You know, I'm gonna wait for Nefera and Wall.
It's not a bad idea. I'll try and keep up with this one.
I'm just checking my
Yeah.
spells at the moment.
Yeah, I did my spells a little earlier.
John's cursing us under his breath at the moment for the sake of it running away again.
Well, I mean, I'm also cursing because I've got to try and apparently control two of the tokens who are at opposite ends of the group right now.
All right. For the
Sorry,
sake of it, shall we wait here for just a moment, at least?
I
I
know
was going
you
to say
guys
so
said you
John can catch up. Literally,
Oh
the
my
DM can catch up. Not
God, no.
us.
The DM is just going to force grab everyone who's moved
Oh,
with a big lump at this
The
rate.
DM won't move Toya ahead until the DM is ready to. But, you know, everybody else, you're...
And I'm literally just trying to keep up with Toya. That's all I'm doing. Oh, is DM controlling Toya?
Oops.
DM is controlling Toya.
I see. Okay, that's not so bad.
Toya's just on her phone because she's dying.
Toya's
As well as
player
this,
ate too
I'm
much
literally
pizza,
along the lines of,
probably.
I'm running after her just thinking, oh god, do we need to wait for DM to catch up?
Okay.
No, and I know you guys don't like splitting up the party, but in character, this is exactly what Toya would do. And it's not that she's deliberately trying to split up the party. It's that she's hyper focused on the fact that she could potentially be saving Zara right now. So, like,
You sprint into a room, Toya, and are closely followed by a very fast-moving bugbear, drow, dragonborn, tiefling in a wheelchair, and gnome bringing up the rear, who, much like Gimli, not so great at sprinting. You enter a large complex of shelf-like niches carved into the walls, stacked 3 high. The walls themselves, the smooth carved walls of this area, bear imagery of mountains marbled with veins of glittering minerals, and the marble floor is caked in dust. If anybody stops to look at the holes in the wall, they will see the dust-covered bones of dwarves.
But this has nothing to do with cats.
Oh, a catacomb is where you keep your dead underscum.
Oh. Thought that was
Even.
a funeral.
After the funeral, you put them in a catacomb. So it's like the after funeral.
After funeral.
Like, you know
It's
how
like a graveyard underground. And
I
in
like
a
how
wall.
both of us
But
trying to
the two
explain it.
religious ones
Yeah,
came
The
up
graveyard
with
is
the same thing.
underground. That's the point, isn't it? They dig them up and they put them down.
Yeah,
But
but
this-
you can't
Is this
visit
where they put them?
underground.
Sure.
No.
Sure.
Different
Yay, it's a
cultures bury things in
it's a bunch of
different
dead
ways.
people. Can we go?
Oh yeah, none of us are stopping you. We're just talking
Let's
while
be-
we're waiting.
Yeah,
I thought you were trying to figure out which one you wanted to go down.
I mean,
Let's be careful about this.
in
'cause
in
I-
fairness, do we not want to have a nosy round?
Uh,
Like, we
No,
don't know the way
you can,
through.
You can nosy round, but I'm running out to do it.
We don't
we got-
know the way through.
Yeah, but
we
I
have to
think
keep up with the Mad Catwoman.
we're just gonna have to keep running.
Neri, do you want to piggyback?
Sure.
There we
I
go.
suggest that anyway.
Yoink.
I wish
Besides,
I.
it'll be easier to explore once we've destroyed all of these dwarves.
This way, well, not that way.
Oh no, it's the same.
Why would you want to destroy dwarves? They make good beer.
I meant to say drow. That was a slip of the tongue. Sorry.
You get to
You're
the
doing
north.
lots of them now.
You get to the north end of the room, past rows and rows of long dead dwarves. And there are two exits to the catacombs. In the middle of the northern wall, there is a opening that looks like a cave that is sort of, the wall has fallen down and the cave behind it has been revealed. Or to the eastern wall, there is the marble floor of the catacombs continues, and the smooth walls continue.
What do your kitty senses tell you?
Well, she said that they desecrated the actual church, so I say we follow the smooth path.
What was the other path described like?
The wall of the tomb has sort of collapsed inwards, and there is a cave behind it, sort of a natural tunnel leading off.
I mean, that
Obviously
would
something
explain how they
dug
could
its
have
way
gone in.
Out.
I could have done, but I feel like the catacombs and the temple would be linked, surely.
It would make sense.
Well, she's already gone.
Oh,
God dang it.
I do feel like I should mention that at this point she is running on all fours. She has given up any semblance of humanity at this point.
Quickly, someone underscum, grab her tail.
But we grab
You-
a tail? I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, don't grab
Yeah,
a tiger
but-
by the tail.
That is not a good plan for future health.
You reach a corner in this tunnel, and again, it looks like the smooth stonework carries straight on in one direction, and a natural cavern opens up in the opposite direction.
Nope, she's gonna keep following the smooth bit.
I was gonna say, I think everyone can see something there now.
And as you start to round a corner and the smooth tunnel opens up into a smooth room, you can see from this angle a trio of strange humanoid creatures, not drow, but large humanoids, hulking figures on all fours, a large hump on their grey-green backs, large smiles and wicked eyes. And as you start running down the corridor, they turn to face you.
Oh.
Hello, friends. We mean you no harm.
I don't.
I
think
will
they're
give you
friendly
a
at this
lot of
step.
harm if you don't fucking move.
We are only after drow.
And so I guess it's time to roll me some initiatives.
Oh,
For pity's sake, can I roll a good initiative for once?
No.
13. Damn it.
10. Rip.
Nefarious character sheet, where have you gone? Initiative.
Toyo, roll that.
I rolled a 16.
16.
Yeah. My apologies, I forgot beyond 20 doesn't quite track. On the plus side, though, I've been making a thing.
I'm headcanoning that my 7 and coincidentally Nuri's 7 because I'm having to put Nuri down.
It's, yeah, convenient, I guess.